live studio still up. Okay, bet. So, all right, now we good. Now we good. So what we're gonna go over today, man, is the number one thing, the number one topic in the number one topic in the market. I don't care what nobody say. You can get on here, go look at all the charts, look at everything in that sense and the charts wise, but you could never master the charts if you can't master this right here. Right? I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that, you know, risk management is I'm a firm believer that if you're doing risk management correctly, then you have good management more than likely in your regular finances. I think to me my theory is if you look at the word manage, it's literally man age, right? It's the word man and age. So whether you're to me, you're not of age if you cannot manage, right? Whether you're a woman or man, you cannot build if you cannot manage. And a man becomes of age when he's able to manage. All right. So we're gonna start the psychological trap. Why 90% of traders fail before their first year. All right. Fear, the paralysis that stops you from taking high probability setups or exiting trades too early before the target. Right. And this one, fear. You gotta like marking up charts does not equate to trading. You have to be ready to execute to take those high probability setups, right? And then exiting trades too early before the target. Exiting trades too early is not always a bad thing because you cannot go broke taking money, but um, some you gotta let your winners win. If you're gonna let your losers lose, sometimes you gotta let your winners win. And fear and faith are the same thing, right? Fear and faith are the same thing when it comes to anything because they are both invisible. Fear and faith are both invisible and require you to believe in something that you cannot see, right? Oh, I moved it on accident. Bet. Next is greed. Oversizing positions and chasing home runs instead of following a repeatable professional process. The repeatable professional process is what makes you money in the market. It's not the home runs or looking to make money every time you get a chance. The repeatable professional process. A lot of times when you are greedy, somebody that is greedy doesn't think they're going to eat again, right? And somebody that is greedy doesn't think they're going to eat again, so they chase home runs. Somebody that's greedy is trying to eat all of their food in one stint, like eat it all, scrape the plate. A person that is greedy is going to scrape their plate and try to eat big. You might eat a big breakfast because, like, think about it, or somebody that like might eat a big breakfast because they don't think they're gonna eat again for a long time that day, or that is kind of the mindset behind greed. Is just that you're more so trying to chase a home run and get it all right there, right? And then FOMO. No, you can't see behind me, but FOMO is chasing green candles because you missed the move, like chasing moves, like, oh, it's moving, right? Professional traders wait for the market to come to them. I'm going to say something that is very important and that everyone should write down and try to remember as a saying to themselves when you find yourself having a fear of missing out or any of these things: fear, greed, FOMO. Right? Good traders trade because they have a trade, not because they have to trade. I'm gonna say it again. Great traders trade because they have a trade, not because they have to trade. If you have to trade, these three killers of wealth, fear and greed and FOMO, will arise. If you have to trade, you only trade when you what? Have a trade. Money is like water. If you don't control the flow with a dam of discipline, it'll evaporate. Master the machine and you master the money. I'm a huge advocate of you don't need to be the best in the market. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to, but you must master the machine that makes the money. The machine is your repeatable professional process. It is the repeatable professional process. All right. So it's the blueprint for a mechanical routine for survival. Right. Now, fixed fractional risk, like a percentage maximum risk per trade, whether it's 1%, 2%, 3%. Right. You make rule number one. You make you a fixed, right? So you can do 1%. You can do, let's just say if it's 1%. Professional traders never miss more than 1% of the count. That's not the truth, but that's like it would take 100 trades if you risk 1%, right? But make sure your percentage is a maximum risk per trade. Whatever that max is, whatever your account threshold, whatever you are comfortable risking. And that's another thing. You must be accepting the risk. Accepting the risk is accepting the cost. Right? Really accepting the risk is being okay with you losing money. Accepting the risk is not getting in the trade. Accepting the risk is okay, being okay with losing the money. That's two different things. Because I go to the club, but I ain't accepting I really don't want to go, but I ain't accepting certain things about the let's just say parking or maybe a section. Let's do a section. I ain't accepting that or something like that. I usually better in my analogies, but it's a difference between doing something and accepting what really come with it. Okay, yeah, you can get in it, I can go hit a lick with somebody. I can get a car and ride and go hit a lick with somebody. Right? But if I didn't really accept the consequences, I'm gonna be, when the consequences come, I'm gonna be feeling sorry and all this other stuff. I'm gonna be more more crying and all that, or whatever the case may be, because you never accepted the risk. You know how some street dude be like, what come with it? What come with it? Right? So that's accepting it. You have to really accept the risk. So rule number one for a mechanical way to control your risk. There are ways to control in a mechanical set, and it's either mechanical or what's the word? It starts with a D. Discretionary. Right? Mechanical is robot, is rule 1, rule 2, rule 3, rule 4. Discretionary is more like if and then, or at your discretion. That is more flexible, right? If and a then. But a mechanical, the best way to start off in learning and learning real risk management strategy is mechanical. So rule number 1, fix risk per trade. Right? So rule number 2, you need to have a risk to reward ratio. And I use a 1-to-2. This is what I use, and I want you to understand why I use that. Because a risk to reward is like the losing trade. If I lose, I'll lose $100. if I win at least $200. That is a 1 to 2 reward. Why? Because my risk of $100 is, and my reward is 200. So 1 to 2, basically. And with the 1 to 2 ratio, you can lose 60% of your trades and still be profitable. Your edge is in the math, not the prediction. Your edge is in the math and not your prediction. Your edge to profitability is in the math. Your edge to execution is going to be in the charts. But the edge to profitability is going to be in the math. And then you take the math to the chart. That's how I look at it, right? I look at it like I find a strategy, or I find a trade, or I locate a trade that is conducive, with the math. Now, it's easy to switch. I'm not gonna say it's different. You can switch the math up. Like, if when the edge is in your math and not the prediction, like some people have strategies where they say 50 pip stop loss every time, 50 pip stop loss every time, or 100 pip stop loss every time. That's more in the prediction. I think the edge is when it's in the math. It's like my stop loss can be 75 pips, but I'm still risking $100 even in 75 pips. My stop loss could be 50 pips and I'm still risking $100. My stop loss could be 10 pips and I'm still risking $100. That is the math. The edge is in the math, not the prediction. If the edge is going to be on the charts and in the prediction, then you're going to be a person that like is going to be sitting on your hands a lot waiting for nothing but A+ setups. Which is not wrong, which is good. You don't have to trade every day. But knowing, for me, this is something where, like, I don't trade the same strategy on the chart every time. So that was pretty hard for me, waiting for the same strategy every time. As a trader, as trying to be a profitable trader, that was hard to me. So I found my edge in the math and not the prediction. So that way, if I am wrong in a trade, I don't really care. Because it's not about me being right or wrong. It's about the numbers. As long as I keep playing the numbers, I'll be all right. I only need to win 4 out of 6 times. I can win 4 out of 10 times. I can win 4 out of 10 times. I know y'all can win 4 out of 10 times, right? We can win 4 out of 10 times. Let's keep it rolling. Then we talk about rule 3, the trade frequencies. This is my rule where I only trade 2 times per day. I will only get in a maximum of two trades per day, which will prevent over trading and revenge trading. Once you take 2, you are done. All right. Decision fatigue is real. Your first 2 trades are going to be your sharpest, and then after that, the other trades just kind of drag your energy. What's wrong with my fan, bro? I need to plug up. Hold on, man. 1 second, y'all. I gotta plug up my fan. I'm a little. It's cold in here, but when I get to talking about Forex, I don't know why I just get hot. I just get a little hot when I talk about that. When I get to talking about this, it's like I'm hooping or something. Like it's like when I'm in the game, or I don't know. I ain't even hot for real, but I am starting to sweat because I'm getting in mode. I just love talking about this stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you. It do me good and it do everybody else good. So boom. Then the hard daily stop, right? Gotta have a daily loss limit. So if you lose 2 trades in a row at 1% each, or whatever your percentage is, the vault is locked. The day is over. Now, when I trade on futures, they have lockout options. The brokers for futures definitely have better risk management options to be able to not have to make those decisions. But this is what you have to do to be profitable in Forex. See, everybody wants to trade in Forex, or everybody wants to trade where it's decentralized, but when it's decentralized, there's less rules and there's less tools for you to manage things like this. Because see, in like futures, and they got every broker has a daily loss limit, no matter if it's funded, live, or whatever the case may be. But see, in Forex, you gotta have that discipline. See, there's a story in there's a story in the Bible about how I think it was I don't know. Israel, I don't know who it was, what group. Don't put me, I ain't in the audit, but I know the principle of it, that they had to take a 2 day, it was like a 2 day or a 2 week trip. They was in bondage. I want to say it was like Egypt. They was in bondage, and then it was like a 2 day trip that they could have took when they got free, but it ended up taking them 40 years. Because the simple fact of it is, when you get freedom, you don't know what to do with it. A lot of times you don't know what to do with it. When you finally get freedom, unless it's finally don't know what to do with it. So you must, in the market of freedom like Forex, you must be able to do things like this. You must be able to say, hey, only 2 trades a day. And them 2 trades is going to be in my daily loss limit. Once the day is over, you walk away to trade another day. That is the key to trading. Trade another day. So trade management, that's another thing when it comes to risk. So right, you have the execution, and you enter with 1% risk, and you set a hard stop and target immediately. So you have your 1 to 2 set. Your stop loss and your TP, and you enter is 1 to 2. Boom. When price reaches the 1 to 1, move your stop loss to break even. So these are some of the rules I follow, right? Now, right here is where my only thing is discretional. Let's just say that. Let's go back. Right? So at the 1-1 mark, once I'm up what I risked, here, I go break even. It's time to put the seatbelt on. We're not letting winning trades turn into losers. That is the worst thing to do, is to let a winning trade turn to a loser. To be up $100 and see now you lose $100. That is some of the worst things to do. That's like a big important thing when it comes to trading. Do not let winners turn to losers. Once you are up what you risked, put your seatbelt on. Move your stop loss to break even. So then the next thing here, see in the middle, this is where a discretionary comes in for a person that may be more advanced and, you know, in the risk management. But one thing about it that's discretionary for me in this is only 1.5, the 1.5 mark. Only the 1.5 mark is discretionary. This right here, mechanical, doesn't change. This right here, mechanical, doesn't change. But this right here might change for me sometimes. Because sometimes I do take partials and leave it at break even. But that does kind of mess up the risk to reward in a way. Once you take some partials, you will end up only making about 150 instead of, like if you was doing 1 to 2, you would only end up making like 1.5 rather than 1 to 2. But again, 1.5 is good. You just want to risk more than you just got to understand, if you do a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward, then the amount of trades that you have to win will go up. The higher your risk to reward, like 1 to 3, the less trades I have to win to be profitable. If it was 1 to 4, the less trades I have to win to be profitable. So right here, 1.5 mark, you can decide, move your stop loss to break even, or move your stop loss to, you know, once we get here, move your stop loss to the 1 to 1 mark. The 1 to 1 mark is going to be what you risk. So once you get to 1.5, you can either take partials, or you can literally just move your stop loss from break even, which was here, to now here, so where you lock in what you risk, and you just bought yourself a free trade, right? Because what if we was risking $100 and we just locked in $100? Now we got a free $100 from the market to risk if it come back and hit there. right? And then the full target price hits 1 to 2. Bank the profits. You know, I like to say, spank them and bank them. Spank them and bank them and get out of there. Close the charts. Get out of there, right? I don't care if it keep going. I have a famous saying that I ain't here for all that. When I'm after I got my 1 to 2, I tell myself I ain't here for all that other stuff. I'm here for the 1 to 2. I ain't here for all that. The market does not reward effort. The market rewards timing and precision. It does not reward you sitting in front of the screen all day and trading. All right. So the probability matrix. Don't worry about this one. Don't worry about this over here. I don't know. Again, I got AI to make it, so I'm still. But this is pretty true. Win rate, right? Risk to reward. If you win 33% when your risk to reward is 1 to 2, you're going to break even. So you got to win 3.3 trades out of 10 to break even if you go on risk to reward 1 to 2. If you go 40%, right? And it depends on the percentage of what you're risking. But let's just say we was risking the 1% or 2%. You'll end up with 2% growth. So if you was risking, 10% of trade, that'd be 20% growth. If you was risking, if you was risking 10% for 20%, that's 20% growth in the end, right? And this is where you really like to be. Once you can win 1 out of 2, you go on 1 to 2 and you can win 50%. Because let me look today. Let me look this week and tell y'all. And we in good profits in AUDJPY now still. This week, I am 5 for 10. I am, in terms of how many times I done click buy it, I'm 5 for 10. 5 for 10. But, see there's some red in there. This was just today alone. When I went 3 for 5 today. So 3 for 5 is over 50%. So usually, and let's just say you're risking 10%. You're risking 10%, or you're risking 5%. It'd be 25% growth at 5% or 50% growth, right? And then the 60%, once you hitting 6 out of 10 trades, if you was risking 10% for 20%, you would be at 80%, right? But even if you was doing 1 to 2, right? And this is where we got to start thinking long term, right? The average high yield savings account, right? The average high yield savings account is doing 4.20. But if you do 1 to 2 and win 6 out of 10 times, if you're doing 1%, you can do 8% a week. If you took 10 trades in a week, that's a lot of trades, but you can do 8% a month if you're only doing like 2-3 trades a week. 5% a month. If you was winning 50%, you can do 5% a month. Now you got your own high yield savings. Like, yeah, Forex, we can make a lot of money, but you got to understand too, you can grow a lot of bread. Like, I got a girl in the Discord. Shouts out to her. She started off with $100 and hasn't funded up. She's been in the Discord the whole year and has not ever funded up again. Been using 0.01s and 0.02s all year. Account over $500. Over 400% return. And yeah, 100 to 5, like $500, but you got to understand, if she keeps doing it, that's how it goes. It keeps going up. All right. So, that is that. So, the last things we going to talk about Is there any questions, first of all? Does anybody need me to go back to the rules? Let's go over the rules one more time. Rule 1. Have you a fixed fractional risk percentage? Keep it P. Keep it P for percentages. Don't talk in money. Because if I tell you, man, I lost 10%, that sounds better than me saying, hey, I lost $1,000 today. That just sounds better on my mind than me saying a money amount. Because money amounts come with emotion. You tell somebody, you say 25K, man, I just paid 25K for somebody. 25K? Because it 25K got like a little notion of emotion to it. But you got to understand, this money ain't got nothing to think about you. This money don't think about you. If I sat $10,000 on the table and said, hey, what you think about that? You'd be like, I mean, that's $10,000, I think. But then I'm going to ask the $10,000, what you think about her or him? And the $10,000 not going to say nothing. Right? So keep it P. Think in percentages, because when it's percentages, it's the same no matter the amount. Now it's just numbers. Now it's just numbers. 10% is 10%, whether it was 10% when you only had $100 or it was 10% when you got $1 million. 10% is 10%. And the more you can keep it P and get used to it, you will understand money as well. You will understand money as well and more, because it's all in percent. So rule number 1, have a fractional. This is risk management. This is your risk management strategy. You need a risk management strategy. Please write these rules down and follow these rules, because I'm asking you to write these rules down because these rules make me money. It's not everything else. These rules make me money. I will live and die on this hill that it don't matter what you do in the charts. If I can win 4 out of 10 times and still have 2% growth, I don't have to be good. I don't have to be good. I just gotta win. Can y'all hear me? Can anybody hear me? I think my mic just got. It's not showing it. Can somebody hear me? Can somebody tell me in the chat? I know I just been yapping. We almost done here too. Yeah. All right, bet. Say less. Appreciate it. So this is my risk management. Like, this is what I feel like make me money. Like, I know for a fact, like, especially with funded accounts too. Like, this is my rules with funded accounts. And once I brought this over to my own live accounts, these rules, life has been a lot better. Life has been a lot easier. And you know, it definitely, the profitability relies in this repetitive, boring process. So rule number 1, find your maximum risk per trade. Maximum risk, whatever that is. Whatever your threshold is for risk, whatever the case may be, find your maximum risk per trade. All right? And per trade is every time, it's either every time you press buy or sell, or it's every time, like, because if you scale in on a trade, you still need to be risking accordingly. So every time you press buy or sell, you need to have a maximum risk per that buy or sell, right? And then next, you want to have at least a 1 to 2 risk to reward, right? Rule number 2, 1 to 2 risk to reward. It don't matter if it go further. It don't matter if it go further. What I say, we not here for that. We not here to go further. We here to scrape them, bake them, spank them, and bank them, and get on. We don't want to sit in front of the markets all day waiting on it on a 4-hour move to go another 100 pips, or nah. We gonna take that 1 to 2 and we gonna go. Pips are pips. Pips are pips. At the end of the day, no matter how you get them, no matter how good the move look, pips are pips. All right, so a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, so that you can give yourself some room to be trash. You can give yourself some room to miss. Steph Curry is one of the best shooters of all time that we know in this generation. And do you know what he shoot from the field? From the three? Steph Curry is the best shooter of all time. I don't care if you don't know about basketball. You know about Steph Curry. And Steph Curry shoot 40% from three. And he, right? You don't have to be good. You don't have to be good when you got that. So rule number 1, maximum risk per trade. Rule number 2, make sure whatever your maximum percentage risk is per trade is that you're going for double that. Rule number 3, your trade frequency. This stops you from over trading and making bad decisions based on making too many decisions. All right? So 2 trades max. 2 trades max a day. Right? This is mine. This is mine. I'm not saying you, hey, I'm giving you my rules. Everybody, it's a million ways to skin a cat, but you can start here and get more discretionary once you realize the power of the routine and the process. Then you can start switching it up. But I say kind of dive into it so you can see the percentages play out. So you can see you lose 4 trades in a row and still be profitable, right? And win one and still be like, you know? So for me, I take 2 trades. Prevents me from over trading and revenge trading. So once I take 2, I am done. Lockout. Bye-bye. Right? And then the daily hard stop. Like, yeah, if I lose 2 trades in a row, my day is over. And my vault is locked. And I'll walk away to trade another day. Simple. I'll walk away to trade another day. I don't know if anybody in AUDJPY. We doing pretty good, man. We doing pretty good. I'm up a Choblo. And once I go 1-to-1, it's over with. All right? So then the management of those rules. The management of those rules. Execution. Enter with your risk, your set fixed amount percentage risk. Set your stop loss and set your TP for that 1-to-2 and leave it at that. Once you get to the 1-to-1 mark, all right, we up. TP1. TP1 hit. All right, now let's move break even. Anytime if you in my Discord and I say TP1 hit, that means move you. I might not say it. Been learning about day trading, love what you doing. For sure, man. Hey, keep tapping in with me. I got a lot. I'm going 90 days straight. I want somebody to come out of here funded. You know, I'm going to introduce futures to y'all as well. I'm a funded futures trader, and the beautiful thing about it, futures and forex like the same thing. Once you learn how to read these charts, this right here, this is what helped me be funded. This is what helped me make money forex. I know a lot of people that read a chart way better than me. I know a lot of people that can read a chart for sure, but this right here, what I'm breaking down, is why I am able to make money. This is the most important thing. Enough, this is the most important thing. Like, this is what makes the bread. You can copy somebody's signals for the rest of your life like this and make money as long as you learn how to risk correctly. The biggest thing is you don't want to lose big. All right, you want to do the same thing over and over and don't care about what happens in the process. There'll be times where price is going to keep going. There'll be times where once I move my stop loss to break even, okay, it hits my break even, then it goes to TP2. But guess what? I'm done for the day. That didn't matter. What happens around my process doesn't matter. That's the only reason I'm able to get on. That's the only reason I get on Twitch and trade. Because I know I don't have to be good. I know I don't have to be really good to be still profitable. I know I can get on here and we can go 2 for 3. We can win 2 days out of 3 and we still profitable if y'all go 1-to-2 with me every time. All right, so once I get to the 1.5 mark, once TP2, I mean not TP2, this is like halfway to TP2. All right, I'm going to move my stop loss either to lock in, good, right? So bang, like I said, that's the trade management life cycle. And then again, now you would just need to know out of 10 trades, like this is kind of the average. If you win 3 out of 10, when you do 1-to-2, when you go 1-to-2, you only got to win 3.3 trades out of 10. When you go 4 out of 10, you only got to win, to break even. When you go 4 out of 10, now you in the profit, right? You get to 50%, 60%, and you see every time. So if you get to 70%, 7 out of 10, you at 11% growth. If you was risking 1%. Now, if you risking more percentage, then you calculate from there. But once you get to that 6 to 10 range, trust me, that's when it gets hard, because it's like, yo, I keep winning. So you start to lose a little, sometimes victory defeats you. That's what they say. You let victory defeat you. You start to be like, bro, this is too sweet. This is and you be like, this is too sweet, or whatever the case may be. But that is the rules for that risk management. Do we have any questions? Any questions on that before I exit and before I give my closing remarks on risk management, risk mastery? That right there is a risk management strategy. Listen, I don't care what your strategy is. You're not going to hear me really ever talking about a set strategy that I use in the market. But what you hear me talk about all the time is my set risk mastery strategies, my risk management strategy, the process. Because without that, I make no money. Just being honest. For a long time, I was running in circles like a damn dog. I got here late. So what's the overall take from risk management? The overall take from risk management is that no matter what you do on the charts, I'm going to go to it. This is what I want you to take away from risk management right here. This is what I want you to take away. Let me move me so you can read all of this correctly. Your edge is in the math, not the prediction. Appreciate you. We're going to get into it. Shouts out to y'all for showing up. It's 9 p.m. You could be watching some bullshit on Netflix. You could be watching some bullshit, but it's 2026. And we doing it different this year. But this is what I want you to take away, Tay. This is what I want you to take away from this. Have a risk to reward ratio. If you risk $10, even if you parlay, even if you be on Prize Picks or whatever the case may be, go a whole week, 2 weeks with just risking 10 for $20 on Prize Picks. And you can see the same thing. Like, I use this to gamble. When I go to, if you know me, you might see me post a story. I'm in Vegas or I'm at a casino. And at the casino, it's the same thing. Honestly, I find a game with the edge, then I go for it. You find a game with the edge, it's a couple games that give me a nice little risk to reward, and I play. I like that baccarat. I like that roulette. Different things on craps, whatever the case may be. But yeah, this is what I want you to take from it. 1 to 2 ratio, you can lose 60% of your trades and still be profitable. Your edge is in the math, not the predictions. A lot of people come to the charts and want to find a strategy that's 100% risk. 100% and you're going to win, and that's not the case, right? The case is, it's not if you're going to win. It's not if you're going to lose, it's when. I'm going to leave with that one. That's the one I'm in. That's one of the main, it's not if you're going to lose, it's when. So we use this risk to reward to have a buffer for the win, because we don't want to win 4 trades in a row and lose 1, and now we lost our account. And I did that on the come up. I did that. Like, how am I losing? How am I losing 1 trade and still? Because have a fixed risk amount. I'm going to drop these rules one more time. Fixed risk amount, percentage base of your account. So it's not rule 1, maximum risk per trade. Rule 2, the math. Put the math in it, 1 to 2. So that makes you have a buffer for not being as such a good trader. And as you get better, you'll get better. Rule number 3, do not trade over 2 times a day. Preserve your brain power, right? 2 times a day. And then have a hard daily stop limit. If you lose 2 trades in a row, get up out of there. Even if it's supposed to be 2 trades anyway, but if you lose 2, get up out of there. You take 2, get up out of there. If you lose your daily limit before you even take 2 trades, get up out of there. Then lastly, 1-to-1, you set your execution, 1% risk, set hard. 1-to-1 mark, go break even. 1.5 mark, lock in what you risk. And then the 1.2, that's when you spank and bank. This was risk management. This was risk management. Y'all ain't got to lie to me. Y'all ain't going to be here on a Friday night. Y'all going to be out. Y'all going to be in the club with the Don and the you know, y'all gonna be out. Y'all gonna be out. Y'all ain't gotta lie to me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta lie to me. But it's cool. I'm gonna be here, locked in, ready to go. Tomorrow we got profit maximization. So I'm locked in. We gonna do it. We gonna see. Let's get it. Cause me, I don't go out that much. You right? This is where the money at. You know, Bitcoin be open on the weekends, and I'm trying to build generation. Hey, I like watching Trading Podcast and Lifestyle. We gonna see. Hey, y'all say so. I like y'all here. But, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up too much. You know, somebody might hit y'all phone. You know how I get. Friday night. You know what I mean? 9 o'clock. You might be, you know, I got to compete with the Netflix shit. Matter of fact, if she do pull up on you, if he do pull up on you, or whatever the case may be, y'all might well turn this on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might as well turn this on. Watch what we intaking this year, bro. I'm telling you, 90 days straight. Whether I'm not your biggest guru. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a guru. All this other stuff. That's why I can talk about this. This is what make me money. It's not the charts. I'm not no guru or whatever the case may be. It's this process right here. If y'all get rule 1, 2, 3, and then the management. This is my sauce. This is my sauce. These rules, I promise you, that's what make me. Promise you, I cannot stress enough. Take these rules, and you can use them, and then, you know, however you want to change it, but try to do the rules first for the next 10 trades. Try to do those risk management rules for the next 10 trades, and let me know how that go. 1 to 2. I don't care where the trade is coming from either. I don't care where the trade is coming. The trades can be yours, your man's, your friends, whatever the case may be. I don't care where the trade is coming from, but go 1 to 2 each time for the next 10 trades, and then let me know what that do. Let me know how that worked out, right? But yeah, over with for the night, man. Y'all have a good night. Don't sleep too long. Get up in the morning, work out. We back on it tomorrow, 10 a.m. See y'all in the morning, man.